But yeah, so hello everyone. Let's begin with our discussion. Let me just share the screen. Yeah, so first passage. Vaccination against coronavirus disease COVID 19 as part of national vaccination drive is voluntary, reiterated Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare in its recently released document to answer public queries and the form of frequently asked questions. Vaccination for COVID 19 is voluntary. However, it is advisable to receive the complete schedule of COVID 19 vaccine for protecting oneself against this disease and also to limit the spread of this disease to the close contacts, including family members, friends, relatives, and co workers, says the government document. A senior health ministry official in the know of things who did not wish to be named said the government never made said it was mandatory to take the vaccine shot. It is absolutely on voluntary basis, even for the population group. However, the government is ensuring that whatever choice people make is informed, which is why a lot of effort is being directed towards awareness generation. While ideally the government would like to cover everyone in phases, the priority group for COVID 19 vaccine delivery in phase 1 is being drafted keeping in mind vaccine availability. On phase 1 priority list are people at higher risk. The first group includes healthcare and frontline workers. The second group to receive COVID 19 vaccines will be persons over 50 years of age and persons under 50 years of age with comorbid conditions such as hypertensive, diabetic, people with chronic liver and kidney disease, as per the recommendation of technical experts handling COVID 19 vaccine management. The reason for including the more than 50 years of age group for vaccination is that it will be able to cover 78% of persons having comorbidities and thereby reduce mortality on account of COVID 19. The eligible beneficiaries will be informed through their registered mobile numbers regarding the health facility where the vaccination will be provided and the scheduled time for vaccination to avoid any inconvenience in registration and vaccination. On getting all doses of COVID 19 vaccine, the beneficiary will receive a text on their registered mobile number informing about completion of the process. A QR code based certificate will be sent to the registered mobile number of the beneficiary. However, the vaccine is not advisable for people who are presently infected with COVID 19. People with confirmed or suspected COVID 19 infection may increase the risk of spreading the same to others at vaccination site. For this reason, infected individuals should defer vaccination for 14 days after symptoms resolution. Those recovered from the disease can take the shot. It is advisable to receive complete schedule of COVID vaccine irrespective of past history of infection with COVID 19. This will help ensure this will help in developing a strong immune response against the disease. The document says two doses of vaccine 28 days apart need to be taken by an individual to complete the vaccination schedule. Protective levels of antibodies are generally developed 2 weeks after receiving the second dose of COVID 19 vaccine. To allay safety concerns among people regarding the vaccine, the document says vaccines will be introduced in the country only after the regulatory bodies clear it based on its safety and efficacy. The safety and efficacy data from clinical trials of vaccine candidates are being examined by the National Drug Regulator before granting the license for its use on public at large. Hence, all the COVID 19 vaccines that receive license will have comparable safety and efficacy. However, it is necessary that the entire schedule of vaccination is completed by only one type of vaccine, as different COVID 19 vaccines are not interchangeable. Any of the following identification details with photo can be produced at the time of registration. driving license, health insurance, smart card issued under the scheme of Labour Ministry, MGNREGA job card, official identity cards issued to MPs, MLAs, MLCs, PAN card, passbook, post office passport, pension document, service ID issued to government employees, voter ID. Those vaccinated will have to rest at the vaccination center for at least half an hour after taking the COVID 19 vaccine. In case of any discomfort or uneasiness, they will have to inform the nearest health authorities, auxiliary nurse midwife, accredited social health activist. As is true for other vaccines, the common side effects in some individuals could be mild pain, fever, etc., at the site of injection. The states have been asked to start making arrangements to deal with any COVID 19 vaccine related side effects as one of the measures towards safe vaccine delivery among masses, says the document. People will have to continue following key COVID appropriate behaviors, such as wearing of masks, maintaining hand sanitization, and physical distance even after vaccination. Question 1. Who invented the smallpox vaccine? Edward Jenner, Louis Pasteur, Jonas Salk, or Alexander Fleming?
So option A.
Option A, Edward Jenner. And how did he, like, what was the
He
smallpox vaccine?
invented a vaccine. He tried it on cowpox, I think, and then developed on
Yes,
smallpox.
yes, yes. Yes. So he actually discovered that people who have already been infected with cowpox, who have already got cowpox in their lives, don't get affected by don't get infected by smallpox. Which is why the name smallpox is for the Latin of smallpox of the cow, which is coming from cowpox. So what Edward Jenner did, he took the live cowpox virus and then pathogen and then infected people with it so that they would develop cowpox, and so because they had cowpox, so then they would not be infected with smallpox, which was killing a lot of people in Europe at that time. This was in the 19th century, 1836 or 76. I'm not sure, and it doesn't matter the year, to be frank. But this is like interesting. Like smallpox is named after the word for cowpox of smallpox of the cow. And this was the first vaccine invented in the world. This was the first example of vaccination or inoculation. Another word for vaccination is inoculation, immunization, inoculation. Now, who invented the vaccine for polio? Again, Edward Jenner, Louis Pasteur, Jonas Salk, or Alexander Fleming?
So option C.
Option C, Jonas Salk. And which country was Jonas Salk a resident of? Citizen of?
So is it Germany?
No, it is India.
Oh,
He settled in India. He died in India. And he was such a great man that he gave his vaccine. He did not patent his vaccine. He did not apply for a patent. He did not try to monopolize his invention and gave it away for free. The vaccine for polio. Now, who invented the vaccine for rabies? Edward Jenner, Louis Pasteur, Jonas Salk, or Alexander Fleming?
Louis Pasteur.
Louis Pasteur. Very good. And what do you and do you know about the term pasteurization? The
It's
term which
boil
comes from his
milk
name.
and then cooling it, something like that,
Yeah. Why do we do that?
to kill germs.
Yes. Correct. 100% correct. Now, fourth question. Mary Mallon, an Irish born cook in the United States of America, was given this name for infecting over 53 people with this disease in the early 20th century. Jaundice Mary, Syphilis Mary, Typhoid Mary, or Cholera Mary? Guys, take a guess. Anyone?
So option B.
Option B, syphilis, Mary.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I don't know.
So I
Uh,
think it's C.
yeah, it is C. It is C. It is C. John, you are right. Shantanu, syphilis is a sexually transmitted disease. So, infecting 53 people with syphilis will be a hard task for any person. And Mary Mallon, or Typhoid Mary as she is also commonly called, known as, she was born in Northern Ireland and then she migrated to the United States. And she was a cook over there for many years. And interestingly, she was also an asymptomatic carrier for typhoid, and she was a cook. So, for whichever family she worked, she infected them, and over the years, she uh, she infected 53 people with typhoid, and four of them, if I'm not wrong, died. And she was sent twice. She was sent to quarantine, and for her entire like she spent like around 30 years of her life, entire life in quarantine. So typhoid Mary, that was Mary Mallon. Now, who won the 1945 Nobel Prize for Medicine for discovering penicillin? Edward Jenner, Louis Pasteur, Jonas Salk, Alexander Fleming.
Alexander Fleming.
Alexander Fleming. Does anyone know how Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin?
From fungus.
So he
फिर वो जानते नहीं थे लेकिन उन्होंने कर दिया मतलब
कैसे कैसे
The-
कहानी पता है, काफी इंटरेस्टिंग है.
पूरा नहीं जानते.
he was cultivating bacterium called penicillium, and there was a virus too, and some got into the virus thing, and all the virus. Sorry, there was a fungus thing, and all the fungus died because of the bacteria, something like that. Or was the other way around? I don't remember.
Yeah. You are in going in the right direction. Like I know that you know the answer, but like you are confused, so it's fine. Like you don't remember, it's fine. I'll just brush it up for you and the others. So Alexander Fleming was working in his lab on some bacteria, okay, and he was a very like untidy, very messy worker. So he used to his lab was very dirty. He was not in the habit of cleaning it regularly like Walter White used to do. So, and if you guys don't know Walter White, then please watch Breaking Bad. It's a wonderful show, and like watch it as soon as you can. But anyway, so Alexander Fleming, he was working with some bacteria, and his lab was very dirty. So one day he discovered that's a mold. Mold is fungus, algae. Sorry, fungus. Mold is fungus. So fungi was growing on his petri dishes, on his bacteria where he had cultivated the bacteria, and he noticed that in one kind of mold, which we now come to know as penicillium, and from which the penicillin uh, medicine is extracted. When that mold was growing on the petri dish, then it created a killing zone for the bacteria on which Dr. Fleming was working, and he was a Scottish scientist, Alexander Fleming, and so he discovered that the penicillium mold kills bacteria, and he discovered penicillin and extracted it from penicillium, for which he won the 1945 Nobel Prize for Medicine. Okay, very well done, John. You took away this round of questions, but now let's move on to the next one. We have 4 questions, 4 passages in total, and then we have a quiz, so everyone has a lot of time to catch up to John today. Okay, so moving on to the second one. With the transition period of the UK's exit from the EU, or one, ending this month, the two government is beginning to firm up its partnerships outside its region. And British Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab's Delhi visit came with a declaration of immediate and long-term goals for the India-UK relationship. His visit was also to prepare the way for TWO's India visit as the chief guest at Republic Day and to invite Prime Minister 3 to the UK to the G7 and the climate change COP26 summits next year. Tu will be the first head of government to visit India after the spread of COVID-19. This will also be his first bilateral visit anywhere after one, signaling the importance India and the UK give to this chapter in ties. In what he called a 10-year roadmap for relations, Mr. Raab discussed with External Affairs Minister 4 and 3 the upgrading of the 2004 India-UK strategic partnership to a comprehensive strategic partnership, which will envision closer military ties, cooperation in Indo-Pacific strategies, counter-terrorism, and fighting climate change. Now out of the EU, Britain is on a mission to secure free trade partners, and after wrapping up nearly 20 trade deals, including most recently with the US, Japan, and Vietnam that will take effect from January 1, TWO would hope to announce the start of talks on an India FTA during the visit. The highlight of India's relations in the next year will be closer cooperation on the coronavirus vaccine, with the Serum Institute set to produce and distribute the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine in India, and then as part of the COVAX project to other developing countries. Remember, all of this we had discussed a couple of classes ago in last class. Serum Institute, COVAX, the largest producer of vaccines in the world, remember. The turn of a new page in ties, stagnant for the past 5 years due to Britain's one preoccupation, is welcome. The relationship has failed to progress in this time, despite visits by 3 and former British Prime Minister Theresa May. As a result, less important issues such as visas and the fate of fugitive businessmen in the UK have been allowed to dominate the narrative. Over the past year, the MEA had responded sharply to protests at the Indian High Commission in London over the Article 370 move in Jammu and Kashmir and the Citizenship Amendment Act. This should not be a number 5, it should not be a, that's my mistake. I apologize for it. This month, it was Britain's concerns about the farmers' protests that sparked responses in New Delhi about interference in India's internal matters. Mr. Raab's explanation that sometimes intense interest from the British Indian diaspora makes Indian politics a factor in British politics is a reminder of how closely linked the two countries remain. A new chapter in their post-COVID-19, post-one relationship would necessarily entail the UK to be more sensitive to India's concerns, and for India to be less sensitive when Britain expresses its concerns. What is one in the passage? UK exit, Brexit, EU exit, Brexit, correct, Brexit. Shantanu gets the points. Acha, tell me one thing, guys. Do you guys understand like what is basically the concept of Brexit and why it's happening and what are the issues with it? Or do you want me to discuss it in the next class for like 15 minutes or something? Like, are you guys comfortable with Brexit, or would you want me to like have a small discussion on it? Short discussion.
A small discussion.
Short discussion on it. Okay. Next class, in the beginning, we'll discuss Brexit. Okay.
So this passage is from today's paper,
Yes,
right?
today's paper.
Chapters and ties.
Yeah, today's paper. This passage is from all the passages, like the earlier passage, the previous one about the COVID-19 vaccine was published like an hour ago or something. So this is very fresh news, very extremely current affairs. Okay, who is two in the passage above? Boris Johnson, David Cameron, Theresa May, Nigel Farage.
Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson, yes, correct. He is the current Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Who is three in the passage above? Imran Khan, Narendra Modi, Manmohan Singh,
Narendra
Donald
Modi.
Trump. Narendra Modi, yes. Narendra Modi. Acha guys, where is the G7 conference going to be held next year?
UK.
UK. And where is COP26 going to be held next year?
Glasgow.
It's also in UK, na? So UK.
Scotland.
Yeah, correct. Scotland is also part of UK.
Yes.
So yeah, so see how this passage is taking care of a lot of things. Look at this. This is how you should use the worksheets, So now from after you have read this passage, you know that this is also current affairs, like who was the chief guest of the next Republic Day? Boris Johnson. Okay. Where is the G7 going to be held? Where is the COP26 going to be held? So when you know that he is going to come to India soon, Boris Johnson, and you have read that he is going to invite Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the G7 and the COP26 summits. So then you don't have to go back again and go to your coaching institutes, current affairs package or whatever they have, and then learn again where the G7 or the climate change summit is going to happen. Right? This is how you have to. This is like you have to look at it with a very close eye. After class, go back to the passages, especially my passages. I will choose passages and make questions so that we take care of a lot of things related to that issue, so that you don't have to read anything else for current affairs or for even GK related to that matter. And why is this important? This is important because with Brexit and with the growing India UK ties, it just might be possible that a question like this might come in the exam, and then you would be asked, where is the climate change summit going to be going to take place? And then you won't have to skip that question, because you will know that it will be happening in Glasgow in the United Kingdom. Then also Serum Institute, remember Serum Institute, it should strike your mind. Just recently we had been talking about how it is the largest producer of vaccines in the world, the Serum Institute of India in Pune. So these are the things these are how everything is related. Okay, this is how everything is related. Just try to focus on this. Okay, try to connect things and read, go up, especially my current affairs and GK passages, go back and read them again, so that you won't have to go look anywhere else. Now again, what is the fugitive? Acha, does anyone know there was an act recently? The Indian government passed a law to punish fugitive Indian businessmen who have escaped the country and escaped the country's law and flee to another country. So for in the UK, for example, there is Nirav Modi, then there is Vijay Mallya. So especially for these two, a law was brought out. Do you know which law it is? Do you know the name of the law? Anyone?
So the Economic Offender Act, that one?
Yeah, it is the Economic Offenders Act. The Fugitive Economic Offenders Act. Correct. So now, who is four in the passage above? Sushma Swaraj, Ravi Shankar Prasad, Rajnath Singh, S. Jaishankar.
S. Jaishankar.
S. Jaishankar. He is the External Affairs Minister, and he has succeeded. Who has he succeeded?
Sushma Swaraj.
Sushma Swaraj. Yeah, she was the External Affairs Minister before him. And which ministry, which portfolio does Ravi Shankar Prasad hold?
Information technology.
Information and broadcasting. Correct. Information and broadcasting. And Rajnath Singh, what about Rajnath Singh?
Defense.
Defense Minister. And who was the Defense Minister before him? They are still in the. They are also. They still hold a very key
Sir,
position
Nirmala
in the
Singh.
government. Yes. Nirmala Sitaraman. Correct. Very good. Acha, who was the last British Prime Minister to visit India? Boris Johnson, David Cameron, Theresa May, or Nigel Farage?
I think it's David Cameron.
David Cameron. Okay.
Theresa May.
Why do you think it's Theresa May?
So
I'm telling you why you should think it's Theresa. Because
I thought it was somewhere mentioned in the passage.
Yeah. The relationship has failed to progress in this time despite visits by Narendra Modi, Mr. Modi, and former British Prime Minister Theresa May. Correct. Very good. Moving on to the next passage. How much time have we taken? Oh, we have a lot of time. Great, wonderful. So India ranked 131 among three countries on the Human Development Index HDI for 2019, slipping 2 places from the previous year according to the one HDR 2020 released by the 2 on Wednesday. Norway topped the index, followed by Ireland and Switzerland. Hong Kong and Iceland complete the top 5. HDI measures average achievement on 3 basic aspects of human development: life expectancy, education, and per capita income. India's gross national income, GNI per capita, on the basis of purchasing power parity, PPP, 2 fell from $6,829 in 2018 to $6,681 in 2019. That's around $140. It said Singapore was ranked 11, Saudi Arabia 40, and Malaysia was at 62 in the global index, representing the top bracket among the Asian countries with very high human development. Sri Lanka 72, Thailand 79, China 85, and Indonesia and Philippines both 107, and Vietnam 117, among others, were high human development countries. India, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, Cambodia, Kenya, and Pakistan were ranked among countries with medium human development, with ranks between 120 and 156. In the BRICS grouping, Russia was 52 in the Human Development Index, Brazil 84, and China 85. India's GI value for 2019 is 0.645, which put the country in the medium human development category, positioning it at 131 out of 189 countries and territories. Between 1990 and 2019, India's HDI value increased from 0.429 to 0.645, an increase of 50.3%, the report said. HDI is a summary measure for assessing long-term progress in 3 basic dimensions of human development: a long and healthy life, access to knowledge, and a decent standard of living, it said. Between 1990 and 2019, India's life expectancy at birth increased by 11.8 years. Mean years of schooling increased by 3.5 years, and expected years of schooling increased by 4.5 years. India's GNI per capita increased by about 273.9% between 1990 and 2019, it said. Life expectancy for Indians at birth was 69. Okay, this typo is not mine. This is the typo from the article. I have not changed it. So go after the writer of that article. Don't go after me for this. Life expectancy for Indians at birth was 69.7 years in 2019, slightly lower than the South Asian average of 69.9, but slightly higher than the average of medium human development index groupings in the world at 69.3, the report said. Bangladesh has life expectancy of 72.6 years and Pakistan 67.3 years. In terms of GNI per capita, India at $6,681 fared better than some others in 2019, despite a fall over the previous year. In South Asia, the average was $6,532, and among medium HDI countries, it was $6,153, which means India is faring better than the others in the medium HDI countries when it comes to GNI per capita as well as life expectancy. The expected years of schooling in India was 12.2 years, compared with 11.2 years in Bangladesh and 8.3 years in Pakistan. The most recent survey data publicly available for India's MPI, Multidimensional Poverty Index, estimation refer to 2015-2016. In India, 27.9% of the population, 377,492,000 people, are multidimensionally poor, while an additional 19.3% are classified under vulnerable to multidimensional poverty. 260,596,000 people. This is these many hundred thousands, thousand people. Okay. What is one in the passage above? Human development research, human development rating, human development report, or human development record?
Development report.
Yeah, Shafi, I couldn't hear you.
Sir, Human Development Report. Am I audible?
Human development report. Correct. And what is two in the passage above? Who publishes this report? UDHR, UNDP, UNICEF, or WTO?
Sir, UNDP, United Nations Development Program.
UNDP. Yes, United Nations Development Program. UDHR क्या है?
सर नहीं पता.
Universal Declaration of Human Rights. यूएनओ निकाला था वर्ल्ड वॉर 2 के बाद. ह्यूमन राइट्स का एक बेसिक स्टैंडर्ड रहना चाहिए मेंबर कंट्रीज में अपने लॉज को बनाते टाइम और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लिखते टाइम. यूनिसेफ है चिल्ड्रन के लिए फंड जो है, एंड डब्ल्यूटीओ इज वर्ल्ड ट्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. अच्छा, which BRICS member has not been mentioned in the passage? South Korea, Sri Lanka, Singapore, or South Africa? Which BRICS member has not been mentioned in the passage? Don't go back to the passage. Think about the BRICS members.
BRICS में तो
South Africa.
South Africa. South Africa is the one starting from S. Everyone, like, don't go back to the question. Like, remember in the BRICS grouping, Russia was 52, Brazil, China, India, it is talking about anyway. So what will replace 4 in the passage above? 187, 189, 188 or 190? शाफी, तुम्हारे बैकग्राउंड में बहुत नॉइज आ रहा है, तो तुम माइक म्यूट कर दो. If you want to say something, then you can use chat also.
So is it 187?
Okay, John thinks it's 190. Any other questions? Any other guesses?
So I said 187.
187. Oh, 189. I'm so sorry. Yeah, the correct answer, like, just remember this, 189 is the correct answer. And how many member countries does the United Nations have?
Sir,
192.
193.
193. Now, who is the current permanent representative of India to the United Nations? T.S. Tirumurti, Indra Mani Pandey, Syed Akbaruddin, or Rajiv K. Chandar? Okay, I'm getting that you don't know this. Okay, fine. So, permanent representative of India to the United Nations is basically Indian ambassador to the United Nations. Okay, Shafi has answered C, सैयद अकबरुद्दीन. सैयद अकबरुद्दीन is the previous, इससे पिछले वाले थे वो. अभी उनके बाद एक नए आए हैं, which is option A, T.S. Tirumurti. T.S. Tirumurti has succeeded Sayyid Akbaruddin. These are all four of them are officers of the Indian Foreign Services. T.S. Tirumurti is the current permanent representative of India to the United Nations. Indramani Pandey is the current permanent representative of India to the United Nations at Geneva. Sayyid Akbaruddin was the permanent representative to the United States before T.S. Tirumurti. And Rajiv K. Chandar was permanent representative to the United Nations at Geneva before Indramani Pandey. And both T.S. Tirumurti, who is the permanent representative to the United Nations currently, as well as Indramani Pandey. And Indramani Pandey is the permanent representative to the United Nations at Geneva. This is T.S. Tirumurti, permanent representative to the United Nations in general, just permanent representative to the United Nations. Indramani Pandey, permanent representative to the United Nations at Geneva. Both of them were appointed in 2020 itself. He was appointed in May, T.S. Tirumurti, and Indramani Pandey was appointed in July of this year. So this is also something that you should keep in mind, because you are going to be lawyers, so you need to know about the United Nations, and also this is also something you should know, because they have been appointed recently to their posts. Now, coming to the, what is it? The third or the last passage. Yeah, the last passage that we'll do today before we go on to the quiz that I have for you. So, it was not without reason that the one is called the Bank of Banks. Its policies and regulations have an indisputable impact on the country's fiscal stability. When political parties, priorities, populist compulsions, or demands of cronyism push the government to divert from its often proclaimed goal of economic stability, the RBI has felt compelled to intervene. Many times, it has suggested corrective measures. There have been times when the government of the day was at loggerheads with the RBI on matters related to the health of the banking industry. During the pandemic, when the government was releasing package after package, people looked at the RBI for an understanding of the financial repercussions of the government's actions. Since the surgical strike, better known as demonetization, the RBI has kept a low profile. The central bank, mandated by the two to play the role of monetary authority, was gradually forced to take a backseat. But all of a sudden, on November 20, it came into focus when the report of its internal working group was released. Remember, we had discussed this internal working group report in another passage a couple of weeks ago. This report is a green signal for corporate houses to control the banking system. The recommendations of the working group would have a far-reaching impact on the financial stability of the country. The measures it contains would deepen the crisis faced by the economy. Hence, they warrant a threadbare discussion. It is heartening that the former RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan and his deputy Viral Acharya initiated that essential exercise. Mincing no words on its retrograde nature, the two renowned economists called the report a bombshell. It needs no emphasizing that the ideas contained in the report originate not from within the RBI's four walls. The working group was only parroting the policy of the government. Those who drafted the report might have been influenced by the happenings in all institutions of constitutional sanctity. That might be the reason for them to fall in tune with the government's affinity to corporate houses. The crux of the report is to overhaul the licensing policies of private banks. Once the report is formally approved by the government, corporates would be entitled to float banks. Non-banking financial companies, NBFCs, would freely become full-fledged banks. It is like a gift offered by the government to their financial cronies and political cousins. The RBI report was only instrumental to it. How quickly and easily they could forget the instances of fraud and mismanagement in the banking sector with the involvement of well-known corporate houses. On December 2014, the All India Bank Employees Association released a list of 246 big willful defaulters who owe rupees 1.08 lakh crore to banks. It also notes that in an application filed under the RTI Act, the RBI says that there are 1,913 willful defaulters who together owe rupees 1.46 lakh crores to banks as on June 2020. What will replace one in the passage above? Reserve Bank of India, State Bank of India, National Bank of India, or the Post Office Bank?
Reserve Bank of India.
Reserve Bank of India, correct. Reserve Bank of India is known as the Bank of Banks. Correct. Bank to banks. But same thing. But yeah, which was the first bank established in India? General Bank of India, State Bank of India, Bank of Hindustan, Punjab National Bank.
Either
State
A or
Bank
C.
of India.
State Bank of India. Acha, someone else will giving another answer.
Sir, B.
D, Punjab National Bank.
No, sir. State Bank of India.
State Bank of India. Okay. Sachin Singh, State Bank of India. So the answer, guys, is option C, Bank of Hindustan. Bank of Hindustan was the first bank established in 1770. And General Bank of India was the second bank to be established in 1786. Okay. Both of them failed very soon, but Bank of Hindustan was the first Indian bank. It was established in 1770. What will replace two in the passage above? What has given the RBI the power to act as the monetary authority of India? The Banking Regulation Act 1949, the Reserve Bank of India Act 1949, the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934, or the Banking Regulation Act 1934.
So option B.
Option B, Reserve Bank of India Act 1949. Okay, any other guesses? Any other options?
The A.
Banking Regulation Act 1945.
49.
And Shafi is also saying A. Okay. The correct answer is the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. So RBI was established under the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. And it was that act, because it was the act that, if you know that the RBI was established by this act in 1934, and this is something that you should know. If you didn't know, then no worries, you know now. It was established in 1934. And because that was the act that established RBI, that act itself would contain, think logically, that act itself would contain provisions for what will be the extent of power or authority that RBI would have. So if RBI is the monetary authority of the country, it must be so. Even if you didn't know about this answer, even if you were confused between the two laws, The Banking Regulation Act or the Reserve Bank of India Act? Even if you were confused between these two, but you knew that RBI was established in 1934 by the Reserve Bank of India Act, then you should take the guess, you should take the option that since it was the act that established RBI, it must be like most often, most commonly, mostly, it is the establishing act, establishing law, which in itself contains the scope of powers of whatever institution, authority, office, branch, whatever is being created by that law. That law in itself would mostly contain the scope of power of authority. So the power to act as the monetary authority of the country has been given to the Reserve Bank of India by the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. So the correct answer would be option C. Now, what is the Banking Regulation Act? The Banking Regulation Act 1949, it was passed in 1949, regulates how other banks are established and how they function. Banks, cooperative banks, local area banks, small area banks, district level banks, all these kind of banks. Development banks like NABARD, SIDBI, all these banks, SIDBI does not, but all of these are regulated cooperative banks by the Banking Regulation Act 1949, and RBI is regulated by the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Remember this. So the RBI is given the power to act as the monetary authority of the country by the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. And also, like for 1 year after independence, still like 1 year after independence or a couple of years, RBI was also the central bank of Pakistan, because Pakistan did not have a central bank by that time. So RBI acted as the central bank of both India and Pakistan for 1 or 2 years after independence, that is 1947. Now, which was the first Indian bank to have been started solely with Indian capital investment? Allahabad Bank, Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, or Central Bank of India?
So is it C?
Okay, John thinks it's C. What do the others think? Guys, none of you have any thoughts? Okay, no worries. So Punjab National Bank, John was absolutely correct. Punjab National Bank was the first Indian bank to have been started solely with Indian capital investment. Now, Allahabad Bank. Why is Allahabad Bank here? Why is it an option? So these are all things that I want you to know. I want you to know that Allahabad Bank is the oldest existing bank in India. Like we had said, in 1770, Bank of Hindustan was established, first bank. 1786, second bank. That is not important. General Bank of India. Bank of Hindustan is important. Here, not important. Only the name important. Bank of Hindustan, first Indian bank. Similarly, first, like oldest existing bank, Allahabad Bank. Okay. Now, Bank of India. Bank of India was the first Indian bank to open an overseas branch, a foreign branch. First Indian bank to open a foreign branch. It was in London in 1948 or 49, one of these years. Bank of India, first Indian bank to open a foreign branch, overseas branch. Punjab National Bank, first Indian bank to have been started solely with Indian capital investment. Central Bank of India. Why is Central Bank of India important? Because Central Bank of India was the first bank to be owned and managed completely by Indians. Central Bank of India was the first bank to be owned and run by Indians. Now, last question before we go on to the geography quiz. Which bank was inaugurated by Mahatma Gandhi in 1919? Swadeshi Bank, Punjab National Bank, Union Bank of India, or Bank of India?
Sorry.
A. Swadeshi Bank. Yeah, because
Yes,
good
sir.
guess, because he started the Swadeshi movement. Good guess. And someone else was saying something?
So C.
C. Okay. C.
I think C2.
C2. Okay. John and Sachin think it's C, and someone else said A. I'm sorry, I didn't.
I think C2.
Yeah, you also think it's C. Chandunu also thinks it's C. So C it is. All of you are correct. C is the correct answer. Union Bank of India was inaugurated by Mahatma Gandhi in 1919. That's when it was established. Acha, who founded the Punjab National Bank? Do you guys know? Do you guys know who founded the Punjab National Bank? The first Indian bank to have been started solely with Indian capital investment. Think about this time, 1919, so early 20th century. Think about the Indian freedom fighters or leaders of the Indian struggle for independence from Punjab, because it's Punjab National Bank. Think about it. Who was the most famous Punjabi politician then around this time?
Lala Lajpat Rai.
Correct. This is how you have to guess. Lala Lajpat Rai. Lala Lajpat Rai founded the Punjab National Bank. Very good guess. Okay, now I'll stop share for a minute and just load up the other document, which has a very quick, like 50 questions. Okay, very small 50 questions quiz on geography. And it will be a fun quiz. You don't have to open your notebooks or anything. It will just be a fun quiz. And most of them will be easy. Some of them you won't know. I hope you won't know, because if you know all of them, then I should be scared, because you are much smart. You know much more than I knew when I was your age. But yeah, so let's begin. Okay, give me 1 second. So can you see this, guys? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Great.
Yes,
So we
sir.
are having like I said, you don't need your notebooks for this. We're just having because if you know flags very well, then I'm sure you know nations and capitals and a lot of things very well. So then I won't have to go into all of this stuff, and then we can go to other things in geography, like when we cover the basics of geography. Okay, and we will use passages to do this. We will use current passages to also brush up on our static GK portion. So let's begin. Flags of the world quiz. And which country has this flag?
Israel.
Israel, correct. Israel is the answer. John gets 10 points. Someone keep noting the points, okay? John gets 10 points. Then at the end of the quiz, whoever is the winner will get a prize. So John gets 10 points for Israel. So plus 10 for correct answer, minus 5 for incorrect answer. But don't worry, there are 50 questions, so enough time to get hundreds of points. So don't hesitate from guessing. This is just a fun quiz, okay? John gets 10 points. Israel is the answer. This is the flag of Israel. Which country has this flag? Very easy, very easy.
America.
America. Why? Yes. Why are you only asking?
Malaysia.
This is United States of America. This is United States of America. John gets 10 because he answered first. Shantanu does not get 10 because he answered after John. And Shafi gets -5 because he said Russia. Which country has Canada. Acha, guys, let's not do this, okay? So don't speak because this is a lot of. Let's have public chat, okay? You chat, like whoever types first, their answer will be considered. So here in this question, I heard Sachin first, but from next question, whoever types first will get the point. So Sachin gets 10 points here. Everyone else answered Canada, but you all present privately send the answers to me in the chat, and then we will. Okay. So Sachin gets point this. This flag in the chat. Quickly, guys. Very quickly. Even if you write half of this, I will understand that you know the answer. Yes. John is correct. Antanu is correct. What about Shafi? What about Ashank? What about Sachin? Okay, Sachin is correct. Shafi, Ashank. Okay, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. John, Shantanu, and Sachin get 10 points each. The answer is Brazil. The answer is Brazil. This is the flag of Brazil. Okay. This one. Which country? Recently in the news, this country is currently mourning the death of a very famous person from this country. Yes, Shantanu correct. John correct. 10 points, 10 points. 5 more seconds. Ashank correct. 10 points. 5 more seconds. 5. Sachin wrong. -4. -5. Sorry. Sachin -5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Argentina. This is not Bangladesh. This is Argentina. Now, this is the Cuba is Honduras, Costa Rica, Panama. Okay. Which country has this flag? John. Okay. Others? John has answered. What do others think? Okay, Sachin. Shantanu, got your answer. Ashank got your answer. Shafi got your answer. The answer is Australia. So John, Sachin, and Shantanu get 10 points each. Ashank and Shafi, you had given the same answer and like very similar. I can see why you answered that. But as we come to that country soon, you will know why your answer is wrong, and so you get -5 this time. Which country has this flag? This flag. Okay, John. Okay, Shantanu. Okay, Sachin. Sachin, we already did USA, didn't we? Where you had said, where Shafi had said Russia. The star and stripes, 50 stars and 13 stripes. Okay, Ashank. Australia. Australia was the last one, Ashank. This was Australia. So how is this also Australia? Look at this. 5 and +1, 6 stars. 4 stars here. Shafi. Okay, Shafi. Okay, no, Sachin, you don't get a second chance in this. Your answer, I'll take your first answer, which was USA, and so the correct answer is New Zealand. And John, John and only John gets 10 points. Shantanu gets -5, Sachin gets -5, Ashang gets -5, Shafi gets -5. Now, this was Oceania. Which country has this flag? This flag. Very simple. Very simple. Okay. John has answered. What about others? Sachin has answered. Okay, Sachin. I can see why you have given this answer. Okay. Shantanu has answered. Ashank, Shafi. Okay, Ashank. Ashank, finally, after some negative points, you have got some positive points. Shafi, I hope you answered this one because you have been giving this answer for the last few questions. The answer is England. So, Shafi should have answered this because he had been answering England and British for like 5-6 answers now. But Shantanu, John, 10 points. Shantanu, 10 points. Sachin, minus 5. Yeah. The colors are reversed, Sachin. The colors are reversed. And the cross is also like smaller in the answer you gave. Okay, I'll come to that. I'll come to that if it is there in this question. Which country has this flag? We have discussed about this country in this class itself. Okay, John has answered. Shantanu has answered. John, -5. John gets -5. Shantanu gets +10. Ashang gets +10 in capitals. Good, good. Okay, John, now you have got it correct, but you get -5 because I'm taking only first answer. Now, what about Sachin and Shafi? Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Scotland. Scotland. We have been discussed it because COP26 summit is going to be held next year, 2021, in Scotland. Which country has this flag? This flag. Like, I don't know why this country was very famous for all of you. Like, people have been answering this country in every single question, someone or the other. So which country is this? Yes, John, correct. Sachin, incorrect. -5. Sachin -5. Shantanu +10. John +10. This is confusing. I understand, Sachin, but this is not England. England, we have already covered. England was this one. Okay, last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, John and Shantanu get 10 points. Sachin gets -5. The answer is UK or Great Britain, United Kingdom. So United Kingdom is special because it is a country, Great Britain or United, the Kingdom of Great Britain or United Kingdom is a country which is made up of 4 countries. And what are those 4 countries? They are England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Okay. So one country, UK, made up of 4 countries: England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. Now, this was Great Britain. Next question. Let's see what I was saying. The British Isles. So this is the entire Great Britain. See, this is England. This is England. England's capital in the south is London. And this is the British flag. Okay. This is Wales. This is Wales. And the capital of Wales, you can see, is Cardiff. Now, if you go to the north, then to the north, here it is Scotland. And the capital of Scotland is Edinburgh. Then here it is Northern Ireland. This is also part of the United Kingdom or Great Britain. And its capital is Belfast. We will discuss like this. Notice this border between the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. Remember this border. We will come back to this border next week in our next class when we discuss Brexit. And this is a very hotly debated issue, this border in Brexit. So if you want, you can read up on it or watch videos on it, and we will discuss it next week. So if you know about this issue, then great. Otherwise, I'll tell you about it. So Republic of Ireland is an independent country. Its capital is Dublin. Okay. And this small island, do you see the small island between Ireland and England? The small island, some part of it is white, some part of it is red. It is known as the Isle of Man. ISLE, Isle of Man. MAN. Okay. Next question. Which country has this flag? This flag. This is a tough one for me, but not for you guys apparently. Okay, John has answered. What about others? What do you think? Last 5 seconds. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Austria. John, you get +10. Which country has this flag? This flag. Okay. This flag. Okay. I've got 2 answers. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So John, Sachin, and Shantanu, give yourselves 10 points because this is France. Now, which country has this flag? This is also a very confusing flag. Okay, Shantanu has answered, John has answered. Sachin, Shafi, Ashank. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Germany. John and Sachin, you get, and Shantanu, you get 10 points. Which country has this flag? Okay, Shantanu has answered. What about others? Ashank has answered. Finally, after some time, I had thought that you had gone to sleep or something. I'm getting bored by this class. And Sachin has answered. Okay. Only Shafi is left. Shafi, I don't know. I think Shafi is gone missing or something. But yeah, the answer is Italy. All of you get 10 points. And Sachin, why are you sending the same? Sachin, oh, Shantanu, it was Shantanu. Yeah, it's fine, bro. Even if you make typos, like I can understand which country you're talking about. So don't try to correct. Then it just becomes harder to count how many people have answered. Right? Whatever. Which country has this flag? Very similar to Austria. Very similar to Austria. Austria had red, white, red. This is only white and red. Okay, John has answered. Shantanu has also answered. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Poland. John and Shantanu, 10 points each. Now, which country has this flag? This flag. Okay. I've got an answer. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Russia. So Shantanu and Sachin, you get 10 points. John and Ashank, you get -5. Which country has this flag? In the same region. A clue, in the same region. Which country has this flag? Okay, Shantanu has answered. So now last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Ukraine. Shantanu, you get +10. John, you get -5. Sachin, you get +10. Which country has this flag? This flag. Okay. I've got an answer. So the last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Greece. John and Ashank, you get 10 points. Plus 10 points. Greece. Which country has this flag? Okay, I've got an answer. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, John and Ashank, you get plus 10 points, and Shantanu, you get -5 because this country is Spain. And also, one more fun fact about Spain. Spain is the only country whose national anthem, does not have words. Spain's national anthem is only music, no words. It is the only country. Every other country's national anthem has words. Spain is the only country whose national anthem does not have words. Next flag. So this was Europe. Okay, we have done a lot of Europe. Which country has this flag? Now we are coming to a new continent. Which country has this flag? Okay, I've got answers. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is China. So Shafi, Ashank, Shantanu, and John, you get plus 10. Which country has this flag? This flag. Okay, John has answered. Shantanu has answered. So I've got last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Hong Kong. So John, you get plus 10. Shantanu, you get -5. Which country has this flag? This flag. Okay, I've got an answer. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is North Korea. John and Shantanu plus 10. Which country has this flag? Yes. Okay. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is South Korea. This is North Korea. North Korea. This is South Korea. John plus 10. Which country has this flag? This flag. Okay. I've got answers. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Philippines. So Ashank and Shantanu plus 10. John and Shafi -5. Yeah, but you answered Vietnam first, and I'm taking the first answer, like I said. It won't be fair to the others because I'm only taking the first answer. So -5. Which country has this flag? Shafi, this is the one that you answered in the last one. Yes, I've got answers. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Japan. All of you get 10 points. Very well done. So proud of you. All of you know Japan. Couldn't have asked for better students. So which country has this flag? Okay, I've got an answer. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Thailand. Shantanu, John, Ashank plus 10. Shafi, unfortunately -5. So we are done with Asia now. Moving on to the next continent. Which country has this flag? Okay, I've got an answer. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. John and Shantanu plus 10. South Africa. Correct. South Africa. The Rainbow Republic. because you can see this flag is also called the rainbow flag. Which country has this flag? This flag. Answer is Swaziland. Tough one, tough one. This was a bonus question for 50 points. Okay. Tough ones are for 50 points. Which country has this flag for 10 points? This flag. Semi-finalist at the 2003 Cricket World Cup lost to India. Yes, I've got an answer. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shantanu Ashang, John. 10 points. Kenya. Kenya. Which country has this flag? Again, cricketing nation from Africa. Had two brothers who were also great players. Yeah, I've got an answer. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Zimbabwe. John Shantanu Ashang plus 10. Which country has this flag for 50 points? 50 points. Which country has this flag? Okay, I've got an answer. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Ethiopia. Shantanu and Ashank, you get plus 50. John, you get minus 5. Which country has this flag? Which country has this flag? Okay, I've got an answer. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Morocco. John, you get plus 10. Which country has this flag for 10 points? Okay, great. I've got an answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Egypt. John, you get plus 10. This was Africa. Okay, this is the political map of Africa. Which country has this flag? Guys. Okay, last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Yemen. Yemen. A war is going on there for so long. Yemen. Okay, next flag. Which country has this flag? Very simple, very easy. Always in the news. Always in the news. A member of the NATO. Okay, I've got an answer. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Turkey. So Ashank, Shantanu, John and Shafi plus 10. Which country has this flag? Again, very easy, very simple. Okay, I've got an answer. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Iran. John, Shantanu, Ashank plus 10. Which country has this flag? I've got an answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Iraq. John and Shantanu, 10 points. Which country has this flag? What about this flag? Okay, got an answer. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Jordan. John, you get minus 5. Ashank plus 10. Which country has this flag? Okay, got an answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Kuwait. Minus 5, John. Sorry. I don't know why you want every flag so bad to be that particular country. But which country has this flag? Okay, got an answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Lebanon. So John, Shantanu, and Ashank +10. Sachin, unfortunately, -5. Which country has this flag? This flag. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Syria. Shantanu gets +10. John gets -5. Ashank gets +10. Now, which country has this flag? Very easy. This should be very, very easy for you guys. The first, yes. I've got an answer. Correct answers. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. John and Shantanu, Saudi Arabia. Yes. And Shafi also. +10. This was the Middle East. Now, which country has this flag? If you don't know this, then you should go buy a house in this country. Then you should go live in this country. Yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Pakistan. All of you get +10. Which country has this flag? This is India. So no points for this question. Which country has this flag? Okay. 5, 4, 3. Shafi, what are you answering? I didn't get your answer. What you are trying to answer. Can you please type your answer again, Shafi? But last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Afghanistan is the correct answer. There should be an H after the G, sorry. So Shantanu and Ashank +10, Shafi and John -5. This was South Asia. Which country has this flag? Second last question. Which country has this flag? Okay, got an answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Vatican City. Shantanu and John +10. This is the Vatican City. Okay, guys. We are done with this also. So I hope this was fun for you. Was this